That entire beginning half with Levi in this episode, I cannot be the only one that was just blown away by the quality and the camera angle, the positioning of the way the backgrounds were done in that moment when Levi was going through the street up to the bar. That blew me away. Like, the facial reaction to everybody when Levi got into the bar and you just see the people holding the food and they're just like in utter shock. That was my reaction to seeing that scene. Like, don't get me wrong. Attack on Titan has always had great art animation. It has. And it's always been acknowledged for that for Season 1 and Season 2. And it's one of the big reasons why I wanted to become anime only. Why I'm not reading the manga anymore, for I can watch everything brand new as an anime only. But at the same time, I was just still blown away by how amazing that beginning half of the episode was. The adaptation of the manga chapters. Levi going in and just seeing the camera panning as he's trying to dodge bullets coming in at him while he's trying to angle himself into the bar. I'm like, whoa, like, you going all in this episode. I mean, the ending sequence in the last episode with Levi and Kenny, and how Kenny popped up and you see him reload his guns and all that, that was already amazing. But then seeing this episode, I'm like, this is above the first episode in terms of just quality. So, holy crap, like, the team that's working on Attack on Titan Season 3, job well done. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I mean, I was hearing rumors that apparently this season of Attack on Titan might have some production issues, but it doesn't seem like it might be the case after what I saw in this episode, unless the second half or the middle portion of the first half starts going downhill. But holy crap, I mean, I don't see any production issues right now with the way this episode was done. That was impressive. I'm going to say that was definitely the spotlight of the episode, just seeing Levi going in and dodge and all that, and the whole entire bar scene, too. Okay, the entire Levi moment of this episode was probably the best part of the episode. And don't get me wrong, I love the Hanji stuff. I love that stuff. That was great. I love the political drama. But just, they exceeded the manga so much in that one moment in the episode with Levi. And I guess it makes sense. Levi is a fan-favorite character. There's a lot of fans to him, and I know he hasn't really had a good moment since Season 1, so I'm happy that they gave Levi a lot of love in this episode. He got a lot of time to shine. We got a little bit of hints of his backstory. There was a lot of great moments with Levi in this episode, and so I think many fans of his character that has remained anime only for a very long time is going to be extremely satisfied with this episode, which, as a manga reader that knows what's about to happen in this arc, I'm satisfied with this. This is incredible. Now, besides all of that, okay, I do want to talk about, in this episode, Kenny. I really, really love how the voice actor is portraying his character. Ever since he was introduced in the manga, when he was introduced, many were saying, oh, we're a Western now and all that, because he comes in, it's like, yeah, and he comes in and all that into a bar, and I'm like, oh, it's so funny, and it just, it's so weird seeing Attack on Titan, become, a Western-type, situation. And so seeing that moment when he came in, everybody was waiting for that. I know many manga readers were waiting for that scene, just to hear the yeehaw, and him coming into the bar, and Levi pulling out a shotgun and shooting the man out the bar. Just great moments overall, and just yo, they're just, I'm pretty impressed. I really am. But okay, so let's get into one of the big messages or themes of what this episode is trying to do. The anime, or this season of Attack on Titan, or the story now of Attack on Titan, it's no longer just humans versus Titans. It's now humans versus humans, and humans versus Titans. It's everything now. And the reason why is because we're now getting into different viewpoints, different groups and politics that have their own viewpoint of how inside the wall should be managed. And in this case, we don't really know what is going on, the whole viewpoint of why, they're going so far as to try to attack Levi's squad and all that, but we do know that there is political drama going on here. And now we have it to where our main cast of characters, they're kind of the criminals. Even though we know their story, we know what they've been through, what they want to obtain, and what they want to do, they are now considered criminals, at least to the general public, because they were outright just destroying the police force of, the walls, the military police. So it's not a good thing for them. They're in a really bad situation just because of what they did in this episode, which I'm not saying they shouldn't have defended themselves or, took people's lives just to be able to save themselves. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that now they are considered criminals for what they have done. And I really like what Levi said when he was talking about, life or death and all what they did. He's like, you saved your squad member, Armin. If it wasn't for you, someone would have died. One of our squad members would have died. But at the same time, I'm not saying that what you did was correct. What I'm saying is, us, fighting against the military police, I'm not saying what we're doing is on the right side or not. I'm not saying we're on the good or bad side. I really honestly have no idea. But at the very least, you saved your squad member. And so it really makes you start thinking, like, are they really on the good side? Is our group of characters, our main cast of characters, are they good or are they on the wrong side? That's the big question that pops up. But it's not just that. There's another message or theme that goes on within this episode, and it's the fact that, our characters now that have always been killing Titans, they're now having to kill regular humans. And even though they're defending themselves in a way, it's still something that would be very unsettling, because it's like a big difference compared to taking down Titans that are just trying to eat everybody and kill everybody. It's a big difference. And in this case, you gotta imagine how everybody must feel, because this entire time they've been, taking down Titans, defending the wall, defending the people that are trying to attack them right now, and so how would you feel if something like that happened to you? It'd feel horrible. So right now, with the way this episode is done, the message is that our characters are going to change permanently. They're never going to go back to the way they were before. Armin took someone's life, which when you think about his character, you would think he never would have done something like that. He even said that he took it so easy. It's just like he shot. You can see he's upset with himself and he's disgusted, but at the same time he realizes the way he did it, he really didn't have any hesitation whatsoever, which is pretty shocking when you think about Armin as a character. He's always been a character that seemed very shy, weak, and all that. I mean, he was even used as a freaking trap, okay, in the last episode. So you never would have imagined him as a character doing what he did in this episode. So that's what's really surprising, and that all our characters are actually going to start shifting and changing as this series progresses throughout this arc. Now, anyways, I do want to talk about the situation with Hanji. Hanji in this episode, she finally got what she wanted. And it's what I talked about in my last episode review, that when Hanji says something like what she said, she'll get back at the people that did what they did to Nick, then you best be worried, because she definitely will follow up with those words, regardless. We've seen it time and time again how messed up or loco she really can be. And so in this case, we finally get to see that. Now, I'm going to be real with all of you anime onlys. As a manga reader, this episode was kind of censored, and for good reason. I understand why there was some censorship for this episode, because in the manga, Hanji, there's some real, I guess, graphic scenes, like detailed scenes, to where Hanji puts pliers in someone's mouth, and you see the tooth get ripped out, or you see how someone's finger gets bent backwards and all that while his fingernails are getting ripped off. It's pretty disgusting, not gonna lie. And that was kind of censored in this episode. And on top of that, a lot of certain things were kind of toned down a bit when it came to Hanji. Like, when they came into the room to get information, the dude finally broke and said something to them. At the end of the episode, he's like giving information on who the real royal family is. Well, in that moment, in the manga, Hanji actually came in with like this tool that was able to remove someone's testicle. Yeah. And she's like, which one do you not need? Which one do you need more than the other? And she came in, and then the man broke and finally said something. That's what was said in the manga. But like I said, it wasn't shown in the anime. For good reason. I'm not saying, it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it was censored, was toned down, and that is why you might hear some complain about this episode because of what was done. Now, one of the things I'm a little bit kind of about is the fact that Hanji's characterization was a little bit removed in this episode, or character development. And what I mean is in this part in the manga, you had it to where Hanji, when she was, taking her aggression out of the person that did Nick wrong, she actually was conflicted with herself. She felt disgusted on what she was doing when she was, actually torturing this dude, she felt really upset, and she even took her aggression out on, like, the furniture and stuff, because she just was getting really conflicted with what she had to do. And so it showed how Hanji wasn't just crazy, but she had a human side to her. She did understand how painful stuff like this could be. And so that was kind of cut out in this episode, which it can easily be added in because, I mean, as I stated in my first episode review of Season 3, apparently the mangaka of Attack on Titan has stated that he didn't really like this arc and the way certain things were done, and so things are being reordered and redone in a little way to be able to express these characters or express Attack on Titan a little bit better than the manga did. So I'm guessing that's probably what's going on here, but we'll have to see where that goes. Now anyways, let's also talk about, in this episode, we have a big thing going on with the royal family. The royal family, the entire royal family of the Walls, are trying to get rid of Levi and his squad and use Eren and Historia for something. Now, it's not really clarified exactly for what, but Historia and Eren have been caught. And that's not good whatsoever. But at the same time, you gotta think about it. This is like second, third, maybe fourth time Eren has been captured and become a damsel in distress. I mean, think about that. This man is always being captured. I mean, Season 2, now Season 3, Season 1. This man's always being captured. Like, holy crap, now that I think about it, he always is getting captured. And now, once again, he needs to be saved by most likely Mikasa to get out where he's at. Now, the thing is what is Historia going to do? Because, I mean, she's currently... she is meeting with her family right now. From what was clarified in this episode is that she is like, a part of the royal family. So, what's happening here? Will Historia help out Eren? Will she, follow through with whatever this dude, that kidnapper, is trying to do? That is the question that many are going to be wondering with this episode. But yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to this week's episode of Attack on Titan. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the development of the story? How do you feel about the main focus of the plot right now? How do you feel about, what the characters are having to go through? Please be honest in the comments below. So if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.